it was one of those guys that was just very frustrating. You know, he was good. You didn't hate him. It was just frustrating how good he was against us.
Today has just been some sad news, man, as we go right into the Ryan Kerrigan and Derek Wolfe. Both high powered defensive ends have retired from the league. Love the picture that
I
you know
was about to
the
say that picture that the Commanders did with the
that
turtles.
yeah, man, that was probably some of the most tasteful stuff I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
I've been on record by saying Ryan Kerrigan has been an unsung hero for a lot of people, and here's the picture just for those that haven't seen it. Starting with the that young defensive line
So
leaving
sad.
leaving a little older, and them getting a little older as well, and sending them off like master splinters. So with this picture, the symbolization of this picture is so important. What would Montez Sweat and Chase Young be without Ryan Kerrigan?
Yep.
I don't think Chase Young has that MVP defensive rookie of the year campaign without Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan did a lot of the dirty work and never ever ever got spoken as highly as some of these other defensive ends ever in his career outside of Madden ratings. Derek Wolfe was another guy, another kind of Ryan Kerrigan type dude that did a lot of the dirty work for the Broncos and never really got the love outside of Madden ratings. You
Yep.
never seen these two guys' names being brought up. I hated that they had to retire so early, but life after football is so much important. And I think Ryan Kerrigan at least should go down as one of the Washington football greats. And he's the only one that literally survived three series of name changes, from the Redskins to the Washington football team, and he was not there to see himself in the Commanders jersey, but he signed a 1 day contract today to retire a Washington Commander. That's a kind of a
Yep.
crazy story, man. It's kind of like crossing 3 state lines within an hour, which me and Don can do that all the time.
15 minutes for me.
15 minutes. 15 minutes. So, let's just go ahead and start out with Coach on this one, man. Another guy that's pretty much been around, most of our adult lives, and Ryan Kerrigan, and I've always loved watching him play, and always a quiet assassin, and was a great teammate. So, what was kind of your homage to Ryan Kerrigan and Derek Wolfe?
Oh man, these guys are one of the most underrated disruptors in the NFL that you guys have seen. Ryan Kerrigan should go down as a Commander Hall of Famer
Yep.
in my book. The guy was so disrupted. A lot of people don't know how good the guy was, how disruptive he was, how fast he was coming off the edge. He didn't have just one move, man. The guy was always, if he wasn't getting to the quarterback, he was getting some type of pressure on the quarterback. He was always in the backfield. He was good against both run and pass. He was good against both. I mean, he's a huge reason why he paved the way for pretty much Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne on that defensive line. So you got to give Ryan Kerrigan the respect. Now he should go down as a Commander Hall of Famer. And Derek Wolfe, man, the same thing, man. Much love, much respect on that defensive line with Von Miller and Malik. I keep forgetting that dude's name, Malik Jackson as well.
Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, Bradley Chubb, all of those guys, man. Derek Wolfe paved the way for those guys too. So much love, much respect, man. Them guys should go down as state organizations on the Hall of Fame ballot on their organizations alone, man. So like I say I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Kerrigan is a Hall of Famer, man. Like I say, I think he's done enough. He was that good, man, and these guys deserve their respect for the way they was used in their organization, the way they were disruptive and around every single play. It's not a play when you ran the football, regardless of where they threw the football, that they wasn't around, especially when you ran the football. It was not a play that them two guys wasn't around the football. They were always at the football or disruptive if they wasn't getting a sack. It was opening up from somebody to come in and get a sack. So again, shout out to them guys, man. They're gonna be at some point. They're gonna be a part of an announcement team or coaching on the defensive side of the football one day, man. So shout out to Kerrigan and Derek Wolfe.
I just wanted to throw this up on the screen just for relevancy to Ryan Kerrigan's career. You
I'm
know,
like, how did you grab my screen? I'm looking at the same thing.
he had 3 interceptions. He played in 172 games. He started in 143 of them. 1 year with the Eagles in this past season. 25 passes defended, 26 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries. He had no touchdowns and he had 95 and a half sacks with
Yep.
457 tackles for his career. To me, selected to the Pro Bowl and 4 of the 11 years that he played. Like I said, 149 quarterback hits and 120 tackles for loss to end out his career. What a I don't want to say this is Hall of Fame worthy, but it's definitely Commanders Hall of Fame. He should get into the Ring of Honor, I think, in my opinion. And these are pretty incredible stats to have. 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons of 10 plus sacks, and also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons out of 11 with 10 or more tackles for loss. And every single year, he pretty much had a fumble, a forced fumble. So not only, as you've seen, not only a disruptor in the pass game, but definitely a disruptor on the edge and could get you a ton of tackles. So, Sor, what was your thoughts behind these two gentlemen as I try to pull the numbers for Derek Wolfe as well?
Yeah, I mean, like my safety brother over here said, pretty much all took everything I was gonna say. They both definitely, in their own respective franchises, deserve to be in the Hall of Fame for that, or Hall of Fame. Oh my God. Hall of Fame for their own respected franchises. You can argue Kerrigan for Hall of Fame in general. Don't know Derek Wolfe's stats off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, they were just different. Both very quiet. Uh, they both just would quietly produce
Mm-hmm.
and develop the entire D line. Like we said, Kerrigan with Chase, Sweat, Wolf with Bradley Chubb, Von Miller. Not that Von Miller really needed that much help, but still, he would clear ways for Von Miller. They were both very underrated. They were both very quiet. They helped open everything up. As having to face Kerrigan twice a year every year, except last year, it was always interesting to watch him and Lane Johnson go at it. It was always interesting to watch him just, I wouldn't really say tear up the Eagles, but tear up other teams, It just, they were both just amazing to watch, and I'm wishing both of them a very, very happy retirement.
I do as well, man. So let's throw up Derek Wolf's stats here for the chat. Looking at Derek Wolf's career, another 9 year plus career here. He played in 122 games, started 116 of those games. He did have a 1 year stint with the Baltimore Ravens, 1 interception, 17 passes defended. He had 1 forced fumble, so I mean he wasn't all a beast in that. But 34 sacks. Never had a sack. I never had a 10 sack season, but he had 350 tackles in his career. 81 quarterback hits and 52 tackles for loss. I don't want to say that's probably that's Ring of Honor worthy, but with all the other studs that are on that defense, and Bradley Chubb and Von Miller and all those guys, and they had a pretty good secondary when he was there. Um, but Don, what was your thoughts on this retirement for you as well?
Well, very good careers for both gentlemen, um, especially with Ryan Kerrigan. I mean, seeing him, like Sora said, see him twice a year when he played against the Eagles. Um, it was one of those guys that was just very frustrating. You know, he was good. You didn't hate him. It was just frustrating how good he was against us. I mean, it's not a player that you hate. He's not a Cowboy, so you don't hate him. But he had a great career, and it was great to see him on the team, even though the production with the Eagles wasn't what he was doing in Washington at the time. But both these guys deserve to be recognized by their organization and their fans. They had great careers, solid players, dependable players that made a difference.
I agree. I agree. as I'm selling the score on Twitter here. But Ryan Kerrigan, Derek Wolfe, shout out to your careers. Thanks for doing it the right way. Especially, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too in depth with Derek Wolfe. I just know some of the games that he played, and he was always a disruptor. With the crazy face paint and everything. So, if he didn't put up the numbers, at least he was intimidated. But Ryan Kerrigan, silent assassin, did stuff the right way. I always appreciate that out of players. So happy retirement to both of you guys, and I hope you get to, enjoy a healthy career after football with all the craziness that does go on.